Hot Rod Power Tour 2021 went great. Wasn't able to go on the whole trip, but I still was able to get my cars out to the event. Both the SS, two of my buddies drove, and the GTO over to the State Farm Center, which we call Assembly Hall, at least for all the locals here in Champaign. But both cars ran great the whole day. It was a great experience. It was hotter than fucking horror in church without a choir book. It was terrible. Honestly surprised that there weren't any medical issues with, we'll call them the elderly attendees of the show, which is a majority of them. But no, everything ran great. There's a lot of cool cars there. There were a ton of really, really nice mid-60s Chevy trucks, a lot of Tri-5 Chevys. There were some mid-50s Buicks and Oldsmobiles. There were a couple oddballs here and there. I think probably the coolest one that you'll see later in this video was a 1967 Volvo P1800S that had a 5-speed, and it had a 3.6 liter Cadillac CTS V6 swapped into it. It had a beautiful kind of cherry candy red paint job on it that was just spotless all over. You know, obviously with the exception of imperfections from the road trip. Both cars ran great the whole day. Thank God this still has AC, and fuck this thing for the AC belt keep coming off at Redline, so I just cut it off. But since parts are finally starting to show up, I got my oil cooler that I discussed last time, the brake lines. I already got a front seal set because I need to fix a really slight weep on the front main of this. But that'll happen when all the pulley stuff comes off this winter for projects as I start slowly digging into things I want to change. But I'm not sure if you can see it all that well. I only happen to have a red Sharpie on hand, but Garrett and Emily, Aaron and Emily Reeves actually showed up from Flying Sparks Garage. I don't know if anybody here watches their stuff, but I'm a really big fan of a lot of their work. And it was a really cool opportunity to get to meet them, talk to them. They came over, obviously signed the underside of my hood, so I guess they've left an indelible mark there forever. But yeah, it was really cool. They were both really down-to-earth people, and I know people say that it usually sucks whenever you meet, you know, somebody you look up to like that or your hero, but they absolutely did not disappoint. So that was, you know, if you guys watch this ever, then again, it was a wonderful opportunity meeting you guys, and Emily kind of geeked out over this while I talked to Aaron about, you know, how their car's running. And I actually didn't know that their GTO, the red one, the red 05 SAP car, the stick-blown iron block car that they've got, it's got 200,000 miles on it. So that was pretty cool to see them out enjoying it, putting some miles on it. But we ended up cruising around. There was a really, really good Holden population there. There were a lot of SSs. You'll see one particular Orange Blast Metallic Stick 17 SS that I personally just fell in love with. Guy was super cool, didn't mind me looking in and out of it. Also got to see a couple Ford GTs, which is pretty cool, and a Panaz road car. That was awesome. I've never seen one of those in person. So that was a really, really cool opportunity, and there were a bunch of there was a huge presence of 58 Biscaynes and Impalas and stuff like that, which kind of was weird, but it was cool because I really, really do enjoy that specific body style. I'm not a big fan of the 59 Chevys. But yeah, it was really cool nonetheless to see all of that American and all of the Aussie steel that was rolling around out on the streets being enjoyed. I mean, I know a lot of the times you only ever see these cars locked up in the garage when I've got spare time to make videos or something, but they really do get driven. That usually gets driven more by other people than me. My friend Joe's been driving it for the past 4 days, and in the first 2 days he probably put more miles on this than I've put on it in the past 2 years. So yeah, I mean, it really is a garage queen. But this was good to put miles on that day. That was a wonderful day, aside from being burnt to a crisp, so now I kind of look like a lobster. But yeah, no, there was a surprising amount of GTOs there too. I was very pleased. I did see a brazen orange stick car that was kind of a little rough. It looked all original, looked like it had been dailied for a while, but still had stock 17 stock rear springs on it. But it was nice, got to see a bunch of familiar faces, so it was a wonderful event. Hopefully they come back through here next year or in the next 2 years, and who knows, maybe I'll have another GTO and that can come out to the event. But one of these days I'd really like to take this on the whole power tour. I think that would be a really fun time. So here is some of the footage that I took just strolling around with my GoPro, some of the stuff I thought was at least to me, the coolest stuff there, including that Volvo, a Bag 58 Chevy wagon. There's a handful of other cars in there. If there's anybody out there that's a modern Dodge guy, I'm really sorry. I fucking hate modern Dodge cars, so there's like no modern Mopar stuff in here. I hate the modern Dodge community. I think they're a cancer to the car community, since, at least around here, most of the guys that do all of the speeding, all of the stupid burnouts and intersections in the middle of town, in the middle of day, all the guys who go 120 down residential areas, including right by my house at 3 o'clock in the morning, sometimes when I'm getting off work, those are all modern Dodge guys. So I literally don't care about Hellcats, don't give a fuck about Scat Packs. I think they're all dog shit. I hate the community behind them. So if there's any Mopar fans out there, sorry, your community sucks. You may not be one of them, but that's why I call them bro-pars, because they all stand around and jerk each other off about having 2 plugs per cylinder. So I guess without further ado, here's all the footage that I took from roll-ins and the coolest stuff that I found in the parking lot from the Champaign, Illinois Power Tour 2021 stop.
It was not bright. It's the dark green one.
Yeah.
So let's change headlights.
Well, I'm gonna grab a chair.
everything up
I'm
on
gonna
the
go
hood.
to your seat.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
There's a guy. The company is called Dead Green.
Yeah, that's still pretty good though.
Oh yeah, dude, somebody's gotten some nap time in this thing.
Tim,
What?
it's a Ford 4x.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I was looking, I was like, what the fuck?